Hi, distance learners. Happy National Vanilla Cupcake Day. I hope that you enjoy vanilla cupcakes today because it is the holiday to celebrate them. Today, we're going to be learning all about important Egyptian pharaohs. I do want to show you real quick what you were supposed to do on Friday, and I will be looking at your notes and checking them because you were supposed to share them with me on Google Drive. So if you have not yet shared your Egypt notes with me, please share them so that I can check your progress. You should be all the way filled out except for some vocabulary to page 10 by now, to slide 10. So on Friday, you filled in a Venn diagram between the Old Kingdom and the Middle Kingdom. And you learned that the pharaohs were weaker in the Old Kingdom than the Middle, and that the pyramids were different in the Middle Kingdom. They were smaller and made of mud bricks. So make sure you have that filled out. And then you also filled in some notes for the reading about some of these pharaohs that we'll continue studying today. And you should have filled in some pictures for each of these green boxes. All right, so today on your notes, we're going to be filling in this slide here, this chart about pharaohs. There's one pharaoh I want you to change. This one says Senuseret the first, but I want you to change it to Menes, okay? Because I would rather you study him instead. Now, what you're going to do is I will go through each one of these pharaohs and you'll fill in your notes. Then you're going to complete an assignment where you are going to create a Twitter for each one, like a conversation for them. Okay. And there's an example that I've included that I'd like you to read the entire example so that you'll know what to do. Make sure you read it. In each of your tweets, I want you to have at least one fact about that pharaoh. Okay. So read the example and let me know if you have questions about that. Now let's fill in our notes. So we're going to start with King Menes, okay? So fill in how long he ruled. He was the first pharaoh and he began the first dynasty. He also united Upper and Lower Egypt into the one kingdom and he founded the city of Memphis. You remember briefly studying him earlier. Khufu is ruled during this time in the Old Kingdom and he had the Great Pyramid of Giza built after him. It took 23 years to build, which is a really long time. King Tut, he's a new pharaoh that we're studying today, and you learned a little bit about on Friday. He became pharaoh at the age of 9 years old, and he ruled for 10 years. He died at age 19. In 1922, Howard Carter found his tomb and his mummy inside. So he's one of the only mummies, one of the few, that we found with all of his treasures still in his tomb. His death is still a mystery to scientists. They are not sure how he died. Hatshepsut, these are the years that she ruled. She was the most famous female pharaoh. She actually had to marry her younger brother in order to become pharaoh, and then when he died, she crowned herself the ruler. She was appointed regent over her nephew, Thutmose III, and she extended Egyptian trade and ruled for 20 years. Thutmose III, Hatshepsut's nephew, took power from her. He was a great general who was said to have never lost a battle. In fact, our book calls him the warrior king. He led 16 military campaigns in Palestine, Nubia, or Kush, which we labeled on our map, and Syria. He treated those he conquered very well and set up obelisks in Egypt to prove his power. Obelisks are these tall, pyramid-like shaped statues, and you had to find one of those on your virtual field trip. Akhenaten, he was first known as Amenhotep the Fourth, but he actually changed his name. He tried to change Egypt from polytheistic to monotheistic religion, and he wanted Egypt to worship Aten, the sun disk god. After he died, King Tut changed the religion back to polytheistic. We haven't learned about him yet, but we will learn about him in a couple days. Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, because he ruled Egypt for 67 years. He built more monuments and temples than any other pharaoh, including the temple at Karnak, which you found in your virtual field trip. He led the Battle of Kadesh, which was one of the largest chariot battles ever against the Hittites, who he defeated. Those are all of the important Egyptian pharaohs I want you to study today. And don't forget to fill out your Twitter account and let me know if you have any questions or need any help today. Have a wonderful day.